And fight fans, here we go with our next bout of the evening. It is scheduled for 3-minute rounds and takes place in the 205-pound weight division. This bout is being brought to you by Intimidation Clothing, your one stop for all your MMA apparel. Introducing your combatants. First, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Daniel Sutcliffe.
And here comes Daniel Sutcliffe, and he is absolutely hyped to get in the cage, ripping the jacket off, ripping the shirt off. 2-5-1 in his amateur MMA career from Team Valiant, and he has an absolute ball of energy. We've seen him before, Nick.
I can hear you, brother, and he's a Hulkamaniac coming out here, ripping his shirt off, and I like it. He does come out with fire, and he's got rage in his eyes. He was victorious in our last show, and he wants to keep this win streak going.
Sutcliffe, one of the older fighters on the card at 32 years old, but a huge fan base. As you can see them going crazy in the crowd.
He's got a following here. Should be a fun one. Wow, he is amped tonight. Holy Lord.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, please welcome John Strout.
And a little more subdued is his opponent, John the Juggernaut Strout, 1-1 in his amateur MMA career from Clinton Street Kickboxing. Some big boys going at it. Daniel Sutcliffe coming in with that absolute energy and rage, and John Strout very focused.
I think he shotgunned a couple before he came out.
The defense-soaked tail of the tape, John Strout, 29 years old, Daniel Sutcliffe, 32. Strout 6'1" tall, Sutcliffe 6'2". Strout 206 pounds, Sutcliffe weighing in at 206.5 pounds. And here's the big difference: Sutcliffe only 67-inch reach, while John Strout 74 inches. 7 inches is a long way for a reach advantage. You see it all the time in boxing. If this thing stays on the feet, of course, with the energy that Sutcliffe has, who knows if that'll even matter this week.
I'm saying we're going to see some fireworks. I guarantee you're going to see a crazy first 30 seconds. And I hope this isn't an act, because I think the crowd is just dying to see what happens. Here we go. And, John's going to come in there and be ready for fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3-minute rounds and takes place in the Rocktagon MMA 205-pound weight division. This bout is being brought to you by Intimidation Clothing. And once the cage door locks, your referee in charge of the action is Rick Feig. Introducing your combatants. First, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist standing 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighing in at 206.5 pounds. He is a veteran of the cage with 8 bouts to his credit. Representing Team Valiant, he hails from Warren, Ohio. Please welcome Daniel Rockstar Sutcliffe. And his opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the red corner, standing 6 feet 1 inches tall, weighing in at 206 pounds. In 2 bouts, he has an even MMA record of 1-1. Representing Clinton Street Kickboxing and MMA, he hails from the city of Orangeman, Syracuse, New York. Please welcome John the Juggernaut Strout. 3 rounds in the Rocktagon MMA 205-pound weight division.
Last fight, Daniel agreed to touch gloves, and he ended up throwing a quick punch right off the gloves. However, he said the rage just took over, and I really apologize for it.
You saw him this time. I don't know if you saw it on camera. They actually acknowledged each other.
He went out of his way with a smile, knowing that he made a mistake, and he doesn't want to be that guy.
Sutcliffe in the gray trunks. The Juggernaut Strout in the red and black trunks, and right away a takedown for the Juggernaut, and the big boys of the 205-pound amateur weight division of Rocktagon MMA go straight to the mat. There you go. John Strout riding Sutcliffe. And Sutcliffe using the cage with his feet, flips himself over but gives up the back to Juggernaut Strout. Now Strout not really trying to do any bench and rolls right back over. Strout trying for a punch, misses, and Sutcliffe rolls back the other way.
And Sutcliffe is showing his elusiveness here. You can tell he's definitely picked up his ground game.
And we thought the ball energy would be on the mat, or excuse me, on the feet, and we're seeing it more or less on the mat right now from the two big boys.
Yeah, and this is the best way to slow down an energetic fighter is put him on his back and make him work to get out. It's the best way to take the wind out of their sails.
Sutcliffe hanging on to the foot of John Strout there, a la
These guys are
Van
gonna get tired.
Gundy in the NBA.
Yeah, wow, that's what it seems. Uh-oh, he's trying to sink in a guillotine, and it looks like Sutcliffe is. Okay, he is out. He's out. So now Sutcliffe is on top, and it's maybe his chance to dish out a little damage.
Well, if there's anything history has taught us, is that the big guys don't last a whole lot of time when they're on the mat. They get tired real quickly.
Especially at this pace.
This is fast and furious. You'd think they'd be 135-pounders at this rate. But they're not. They're the 205ers. And right now Sutcliffe is side control against John the Juggernaut Strout, representing Clinton Street Kickboxing.
Yeah, I just heard his corner yell mount.
And he just missed. In fact,
just missed by he was like a half second off. He went for a big step and he had it, and he was just a half inch off. And then Sutcliffe was smart enough to catch him in half guard. And now he's improved his position to full guard.
Half inch off. Story of my life. And Sutcliffe still in the guard of John the Juggernaut Strout. And you can hear the crowd screaming. That's the thing. When you have a big cheering section, it becomes one giant corner. But all of a sudden, the Juggernaut was there looking for
nice hammer fist.
And
he's listening to the crowd, and
yeah.
you know, having that crowd cheer for you is adrenaline. It can get you through a tiring time, and wow. It looks like he's going to get a reversal again.
Back and forth they go as Sutcliffe did a little bit of damage when he was on the back of Strout, and now right into the guard of Sutcliffe goes Strout.
Talk about a tough fight to judge. This one is going to be tough because I think we've seen 4 reversals, 1 takedown.
And that might be the extent of the action we see for 3 rounds with these big guys. 10 seconds left to go in the first. Strout posturing up. He's going to try to land one blow and a huge right hand.
Yep.
That'll do it for round number 1 between the big fellas.
Good job. Good fight.
Daniel Rockstar Sutcliffe came out like a ball of energy on the mat, which was exciting. And John the Juggernaut Strout, who ended that round with a big right hand. I don't know which way I let that one go, to be honest with you, Nick.
Like I said, I think there was 4 reversals each way. I guess the only thing you could go to is the only takedown scored, and that would be the Juggernaut. That's my only, if I was sitting there as a judge, that'd be my only criteria. I don't think anybody really imposed their will in a dominant top position, and there was no strikes landed, which I was surprised.
I gotta say, and as we look at the replay here, is Sutcliffe using some hammer fists to the left side of the head of Strout, and then a punch to the right, and then takes the back, gets those hooks in.
Yep.
He ended up riding a little bit too high here, so he didn't really have position to start throwing big punches, but still. Looks dominant in the judge's eyes and got a couple shots in there while he was in the position.
Now, if you show me just this replay, I just changed my mind, and I'll say Sutcliffe. No. Now, you could have found different cuts. There we go. Beautiful Rocktagon girls. And next time we have a Rocktagon girl contest, I recommend you come because not only is it a fun night, but you get to hang out with me again.
Oh, perfect. Well, I don't really care about hanging out with you as long as they're there.
Okay.
I see you quite enough.
You don't have to sugarcoat it. You can be honest and just shoot me straight here. All right. And they touch gloves again and show mutual respect, and I like that.
Round number 2 underway. Sutcliffe in the gray trunks, Strout in the red trunks with the black trim. Big boys feeling each other out here in the 205-pound division. 1-1 the record of Strout, 2-5-1 the record of Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe trying to string together a win streak here, though. And turned his back, and Strout caught him with a a right hand. And now they're back up against the cage. Nice knee from Strout.
Yeah. This is good. Slow down the pace against, I don't want to say crazy guy, but a guy who's amped up.
I think Sutcliffe is crazy. I think we could say that.
I think he'll like it. But you talk to him, he's the calmest guy in the world. And I know he really felt bad about that strike he did last time against Tyree. And he's going out of his way to make up for it tonight.
Huge shots to the rib cage there by Strout. He's going to have to go out of his way to get out of this position. That's a big knee there.
Yeah, knees are allowed in amateur, but not to the head.
Knee to the, and Sutcliffe is like, He's just flopping all over there, and he gets away 9 times out of 10. That time Strout didn't let him go.
Yeah, it's how do you coach that? You know, you anticipate one thing, but that's impossible to coach against.
It's like fighting a beached bass up there. As Strout trying to work his way around Sutcliffe now. Shot underneath the arm. So now they're right in front of us. Best seat in the house, thanks to James Jetta. And a couple big right hands there. And now Sutcliffe wrapping up as Strout going in for the attack.
Now the difference here, although Sutcliffe is taking some damage, he is fighting back and he's trying to get away.
And he's moving. He keeps moving.
When you move and you're showing an attempt to get away or an attempt to fight back, the referee's going to look past that a little bit differently.
Into side control goes Strout, working up towards the head of Sutcliffe now. And this is just absolutely gassing for Sutcliffe to have that big man laying right on top.
Yeah, and he's really worked hard to get out.
For a round and a half, he has been a ball of energy, and it looks like now the crowd trying to get him amped up again, but he is gassing it down there on the bottom half of this pileup. And Strout really trying to get position.
Yeah, that's a submission in itself there. It's like an arm bar.
And he's using, basically locking up, he's locking up the arm with the arm bar and then let it go, but he was using it to control the arm and not make sure that Sutcliffe couldn't defend himself in the punch.
Yeah, and not only that, he set up a full mount with it, and now he's got back position.
Sutcliffe just basically trying to outlast this second round. Can't be too much time left here in this one.
You know, his hips are a little high. He's a little high right now. Sutcliffe's got to get his butt up high and his head down low, and he'll sort of hopefully fall over top.
Less than 10 seconds to go. As Sutcliffe
arm bar.
rolling around, but the arm bar trying to get applied here by Strout, and won't be enough time to get it done. Round number 2 comes to an end, and the big boys will see their third and final round.
In a fight that I thought wouldn't go 30 seconds, I thought somebody was going to sleep. We were going into the third round.
Some great action here in this one as some 205ers going at it. Just a taste of the unbelievable action when you check out Rocktagon MMA, and we've talked about it. And the growth, as I've seen from Rocktagon's first event, as I've been fortunate enough to be a part of it from the very beginning, the growth is just unbelievable. I mean, to talk about 20 shows in 17 months on 2 coasts, they're nationwide, fighters from all over the country, and some of the best around into the pro-rams and the Rock and Rage events. It's just unbelievable what Rocktagon's doing right now.
This is a coveted event people want to be in. People are lining up to fight for Rocktagon. Not only will they get television notoriety, televised fights, but it's also great ownership. And, you know, I want to say not every organization pays like they want to, or they treat their fighters great, but Rocktagon is truly a family that if you fight for Rocktagon, you're truly a member of the Rocktagon family.
And televised all over the place with Sutcliffe getting rolled into that almost armbar. This is the very end of the second round. Takes the punch on the top of the head.
Yeah.
And that pretty much ended the second round there. We'll go into the third and final round, and Sutcliffe, I think, has his work cut out for him. He took a beating in that second round.
Yeah, the second round slowed him down, but, you know, he just looked to his fans. He just laughed and said, I agree to touch gloves again. And here comes the third.
Third and final round,
Right.
and they're going to hug it out before.
Hug it out. I like it.
And a high five.
And a high five. Here we go.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
No, but I like it. I like it.
And now they're swinging.
Yeah.
Strout coming in for the kill, and he's got Sutcliffe up against the cage, and a big knee and a traded knee right back from Sutcliffe. A lot of sportsmanship between these two, but that doesn't mean they don't want this victory.
No. They will hug later, but right now, the goal is to make the other guy uncomfortable enough to tap out.
There's a big knee again from Sutcliffe.
Ooh, nice
both
punch.
of them missed.
Did it miss?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
both
right
of
in
them
front of the
just
pillar, so I'm using the monitor right now.
And Strout with a takedown,
Yeah,
and that's a
nice.
big one into the mount, and he's going to start delivering some blows. Sutcliffe gives up the back.
Nice
and,
inside
and,
trip.
and I gotta say, Sutcliffe has been very smart throughout this fight, giving up the back because Strout doesn't seem all that comfortable back there.
No, and you're absolutely right. Right here, this might now.
Until that.
Yeah. As soon as you say it, you know it's.
Well, he got out, though. Strout will try to reset, still has the back of Sutcliffe.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of staying, keeping his hips behind him.
And Sutcliffe just trying to find a way out, twisting him.
That's what I would do. If I was him, I'd roll right into him really hard. And he might. He got over. That was his chance. He had to. I think rolling into him at that point was his best and it was a tussle of will and hip power, and Sutcliffe's in a, well, I said it in a dominant position, but he's got to watch out for a triangle choke right here.
And Strout's looking for the triangle right now and delivering blows to Sutcliffe's head. Sutcliffe trying to spin out of it.
Transition to an armbar, too. Now he's got two things to worry about, armbar and triangle.
For a guy who seems so well versed out of the guard, he sure has a hard time giving it when Sutcliffe has given up his back to him. Had no success throughout this fight, even though Sutcliffe gave up his back time and time again. Tough one to call here, Nick.
Yeah, it is, because, right? Boy, you're right.
Oh, and he's got the arm locked in pretty good now.
Here.
You're probably going to see a tap here momentarily. No, snuck back out of it again.
You're going to eat crow every time you say that.
I'll tell you what, Sutcliffe is a man in there. He's not going down without a fight. Trying to squeeze his head out as we're nearing the end of the third and final round of this 205-pound amateur fight between John Strout and Daniel Sutcliffe.
Here's the triangle again, and that looks a little tighter. That one's a little tighter, but I don't see Sutcliffe as being one of the guys that's going to tap out, except for that arm.
And there it is.
Except
there
for the
it goes. As soon as he peeled the arm over, it was too much.
Armbar's a little different.
And there you go, John Strout telling him to get up, wants to give him a hug because that was one hell of a fight. Both those guys put it all on the line there, but John Strout comes out victorious in the end. Those are some big, wild men in there, I can tell you that much, Nick.
We're still on the amateur card.
When you see guys like that, are you happy you don't fight anymore?
Yeah, absolutely. It's so much easier to be sitting here, bottled water, crackers and cheese. Yes, I love this side of the cage a lot better.
John Strout yoking it up there for the cameras. He's feeling good, and he's going to improve to 2-1 in his amateur MMA career.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes, 39 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by tap out due to an arm bar, the Juggernaut, John Strout.
Daniel, do you want your rematch?
Yeah, man.
Well, there we go. I think it should be set for the next Rocktagon.
Anybody out there want a rematch? Yeah, I thought so. I'm here with your winner, John Strout, part-time matchmaker. John, hold on. Before you take off out of here, very impressive. How tough of a fight was that for you?
Oh my God, I can't even move my arms right now. He's so tough. I was tired in the first round. I'm like, Mike, I'm tired. He said, keep going. It's the most important fight of your career, and he wasn't lying. I'm glad I won.
It looks like you had to dig real deep to get that submission there towards the end of the third round. Do you think you're going to be able to pull it off?
I didn't know. I've been practicing that triangle transition into the armbar for quite some time now. Haven't been able to get it against my teammates, but I'm glad I pulled it off tonight.
Successful at the right time. Congratulations. One more round of applause for your winner, John Strout.